Good evening, all. Hi, Parik. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Anubhav. Good evening, Adya. We have a guest here already. Devendra is already here. Good evening, Ina. Hi, Devendra. Good evening.
Hi Pawan, how are you doing today?
Very well. How are you doing?
Good, 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 good.
How's it going? Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, perfectly well. Can you hear me as well?
Yes, very clear. Thank you for joining on our Sunday evening, Devendra.
Yeah, of course. No, we work all throughout the week, so any day is Sunday for us.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Our
how
days
was?
off are on Tuesdays, so we are in the office all day on Sundays.
Wow. So day off is on. Week off is on Tuesday. You said.
On Tuesdays, yes.
What's
The
what's the
industrial
idea
area,
behind?
it doesn't have electricity on Tuesdays. It is just like
Okay.
Pune. So in Pune, I think it is on Thursdays. So for us,
All
it
right.
is a Tuesday.
Where exactly is your office?
It is in Satara.
Okay, lovely. The weather must be great out there at the moment then.
Yeah. It is raining constantly for the past week, so everything is lush green and it's really nice right now.
Great. Lovely. Uh, so how close are you from Khas Plateau?
Uh, I think we are about 15 kilometers.
Not bad. That's pretty
Yeah, yeah,
close.
yeah. We are very close. The only problem is that everything is cordoned off right now, so
Okay.
it is very difficult to go anywhere.
Okay. Lovely, but still not bad. I'm sure
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
very peaceful out there. Pune,
Of course,
Pune,
of course.
Pune is just getting its rain now. Like last 1 week, it's been good. Or
Okay.
else there was no monsoon here.
Yeah, but how is the situation overall in Pune, where you are? Is it cordoned off areas, or are you free to move anywhere you want?
We're free to move around, but the situation is not that great, of course, because we are Pune is the highest active cases in India at the moment.
Ah, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So, but people
Yeah,
are
I
on
mean
ground taking
it's been going
precautions.
crazy everywhere. So
Yeah. I think this is gonna be for really long, and that's why we both are here to discuss about to take preventive measures, what we
of
do,
course,
what how we do it as well, right? So,
exactly.
Devendra, history of Ayurveda. You have a family business, right? Nisarga
Of
Herbs.
course, of course, of course.
So,
So
can you
yeah,
just
I mean,
brief us a little bit on how did the idea behind the company, came up, and how old is it, and why Ayurveda and everything?
of course. So, what people don't know, and I mean, so we are talking about Indian people, so everyone knows what Ayurveda is. But what people don't understand is that Ayurveda has been around in our lives for about 5,000 years.
Okay.
So the medics or the Ayurveda Acharyas of the ancient times, they
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of experimentation. They saw what animals eat, when animals eat what, and that is how the whole science of Ayurveda came into being. And a
Okay.
lot of people think that Ayurveda is only about medicine, but it is
Mm-hmm.
not only about medicine, it is a way of life. So, exercising, doing yoga, doing stretching, praying, eating food, eating medicine, all of that is a part of Ayurveda.
Right. So it's a lifestyle basically.
Exactly. And so, my family, we come from a family of engineers, but
Okay.
we have lived in Satara for about 200 years.
Wow.
So, we have always been very close to nature. So, the way we started was we started our family business in agriculture. So, we are
Okay.
one of the first companies in India that has certified organic agricultural products. So we started selling certified organic products in India even before people knew what certified organic products are.
Right.
And so we started visiting outside countries. So we went to US, we went to Germany, we went to France. And that is where people started talking to us about Ayurveda and how Ayurveda has helped lives there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back to India, and then Ayurveda is basically regarded as a pseudoscience. So people think, अरे कुछ तो जड़ी बूटी डाल के दे दिया है, and that is supposed to be a medicine. So people don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So what people don't understand is that Ayurveda, so modern medicine is actually based off of Ayurveda or
Okay.
herbal sciences. So
Okay.
most of the drugs that we take even today, they are synthesized using natural herbs or natural ingredients.
Right.
So once we saw that this is the problem with Ayurveda in India, where people consider it as a pseudoscience, then we decided to bring a scientific approach to Ayurveda.
Lovely.
And today we have a lot of products that are well researched. There is a lot of scientific backing to the claims that we make. We
All
do
right.
clinical trials with well-known hospitals in Pune.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know Dinanath Mangeshkar,
Yes,
so
of
we
course.
have done a couple clinical trials that are third party, and we've done trials against pharmaceutical products as well, and shown that Ayurvedic products can be as effective as pharmaceutical products.
Right. Right. So, how like have the switch, like people have shifted from like how's the pharmaceutical in terms of like pharmaceutical companies using or raw material, or like how's the demand compared to the people like Cipla, for example, a company, and Ayurveda is a
Of
company.
course, of course.
So how is it in the market? Like how people adapting to it, or how?
Yes, so people in the West, so in the US, in Europe, they became more aware of Ayurveda in the last
Hmm.
20 years than
Okay.
most Indians have.
Okay.
Because you have to understand the cost of medicine in the West is so
Hmm.
high that a lot of people at a certain age they start
Hmm.
preferring preventive medication
Okay.
instead of going for pharmaceuticals and surgeries at a later
Hmm.
point in life.
Hmm.
What they do is they try to spend money initially to stay
Right.
healthy and not fall sick in a way where they have to go for extremely expensive operations or surgeries in the future.
Right.
So
Right.
that trend is slowly coming into India. So
Hmm.
as you may see from the activities that you are doing,
Right.
you may see that people are going towards a more preventive approach than
Hmm.
a treatment approach. So definitely the market for Ayurveda is improving in India. It
Hmm.
is definitely growing very fast in the West. And that is the kind of thing that we want to do in India, where we are one of the front runners, hopefully in the future, where
Hmm.
we brought the science to Ayurveda in India.
Right.
So
Lovely.
that is what we want to do. So tell me a bit about what you do. So I know CrossFit Chakra, but
Hmm.
like what kind of what age group of people come to your gyms and what their goals are, what they want to achieve when they join
Right.
your fitness community.
Hmm. So going back in 2010, right? So I've been into industry for 10 years now, right? Since I was in like my first year of college, I started like training people along with my studies, and so when I was working on a, like and training people, I realized that people not considering fitness as a lifestyle, right? There were very less people, right? Mainly people used to go to the gym. हाँ मुझे बड़ा बाइसेप चाहिए, abs चाहिए, six pack चाहिए, lean दिखना है. So that was the idea of fitness for people, right? And there was no community, right? Where like bunch of people meet every day, they work out together, eat healthy, like on the weekends they play a sport or go for a trek. So that was the idea that like um, pushed me to start CrossFit Chakra, right? So I started CrossFit Chakra in 2012. It's been 8 years
Okay.
now, and the whole idea was to build a fitness community, right? Fitness community where it is open for everybody. Nobody is judged, right? Um, the idea is to focus on optimum fitness, right? But it's like, the whole idea is when people come to us, right? They take fitness as a lifestyle, right?
Of course.
And when people started joining, it's amazing. People started coming in. I want to lose 6 kilos. I want to lose 9 kilos or 12
Of
kilos or
course.
whatever. But after 1 month, their mindset started changing in terms of, okay, I want to run 5 kilometers. I want to do these many push-ups. I want to do these many burpees. I want to, like, lift this much weight. So their perspective towards fitness completely changed, right?
Okay.
We
Right.
are a lifestyle brand as well, right?
Okay.
And that was the idea of starting CrossFit Chakra as well, where we focus on fitness as a lifestyle, just as you said, you as focus on like how Ayurveda is, right? And like, we focus a lot on nutrition as well, where um, 5 times a week you eat, like, home food, like, healthy food. You have once a week where you can, like, eat whatever you want, like, so that's a balanced life. And we also focus a lot on happiness as well, because when you're a part of community, right, there's a support system, there's accountability, like,
Right.
that's all also the focus, right? And that's how, like, it started with 20 people. Today we have over 300 people in the community, like, going and
Wow.
coming.
That is a big number.
Yeah, so it's been 8 years now. People who have joined in 2012, some people are still there working out with us, and a lot of new people are joining in. And like, it's our approach towards fitness is, okay, we like CrossFit as a functional training basically, so that's why we do functional training. But we also push people to do yoga, or, like, we push people to be active. That's our philosophy. You do whatever you want, but just stay active 5 to 6 times a week. It's okay if you don't like functional training. Go for a walk, go for a run, go for a trek, right? Or do Zumba or do cycling. That's
Right.
the idea.
Right.
We push people to stay active. That's the idea of Chakra, right? And so we have a kids program as well, along with the adults, called Bradfit, right? Where kids from 4 years to old, 4 to 12, join basically. And the idea out there is because India is, like, struggling with lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and everything, right?
Of course. Of course.
The whole
Yes.
idea of Start Bradfit is to take preventive measures from a very early age, right? Where they're active, right? Where they have a knowledge, and parents are educated to what to give their children in terms of the food and everything, right?
Of
And
course. Of course.
because nowadays what has happened, like, in our times, like, it was easier for us to go down and play, right? Nowadays, completely different. Kids want to spend more time on the screen, right? Playing
That is true.
PlayStation or watching TV or something like that. I was completely opposite, right? Our parents would call, enough playing, come home and study, right? Out here now is different. Like, stop studying or stop watching TV, go down and play, right?
Of course.
So
Of course.
that was the idea also to start Bradfit along with Chakra. It's part of Chakra only, basically. That to train kids from a very early age and help them to build a lifestyle from a very early age, so they understand the importance of fitness. And it's amazing to see how fast these kids progress in terms of the fitness levels. Yeah, so that was the idea behind Chakra, like, and of course the whole idea is to grow more, build even a bigger community, aware more people, right? Aware them about fitness, about lifestyle, about happiness, everything. So yeah.
Wow, I really agree with you because I remember when I was in school, going to the PT class in the school used to be a chore.
Right.
So no one really enjoyed going to their PT lessons, but it
Correct.
was a part of our education
Yeah, yeah.
and it had to be done. But the fun way that you are doing it right now is, I think, the best way that kids can be made aware of what physical education is and why it plays a major role
Absolutely.
in growing up to be a good citizen of the country. So I
Absolutely.
think you're doing a really great job of doing that with your program.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what other things do you do other than CrossFit? Because I I dabble into fitness here and there, but I would like to know what other things you have to offer as a community.
So, like, so our main focus is functional fitness, right? Um, and so our routine is basically we believe in everything should be new every day in terms of because what we realize in before starting CrossFit, people get bored of things very easily, and
Of
that's
course,
what makes them demotivated, right?
true, true.
So the whole idea is we do new workouts every day, right? So we do mix of weightlifting, we do mix of bodyweight training, a mix of cardio. This is our core routine, right?
Of course.
But along with that, we do once a week yoga, right? We go for a long um, runs basically. We go for hikes on the weekend, like around Maharashtra and Western Ghats basically. So especially in monsoon, unfortunately, in these times, in Corona times, we're not able to trek that much, how we used to do it before. But people are
Of
going in
course,
small
of course.
groups now by themselves. It's great to see people adapting that. So we do a lot of hikes. We play a lot of sports. Tuesday is the cricket night. Saturday is the football day, basically. So
Wow,
we
that is
try
fun.
to, yeah. So we try to apply a fitness just not in the gym. We go outside as well, and our gym is also not enclosed. We don't have machines in the gym. We don't have AC. It's like more outdoors. Of course, it's a beautiful place where you can work out, but there are a lot of trees around. So we also believe staying close to the nature helps a lot, right?
Of
So that's
course,
the idea.
of course.
So functional being a core, we also do yoga, we do animal flow, we play sports, we go for hikes, we go for long distance running, we take part in marathons together. So we keep trying new things. I told you, right? We don't stick to one thing. Our core is functional training, but we try different things as well to keep it more interesting. Because once it as it's part of a lifestyle, it has to be interesting, right? So that's
Of
the
course,
idea as
of
well.
course.
Yeah.
Wow, that
So
is wonderful. Well, I would like to invite you and your team if you ever want to come and visit our farms on a
of
weekend
course,
or do some hiking in our area of Satara. You are most welcome to come and visit us.
definitely, definitely, we'd love to come and see the farm. So tell me,
Yeah, I see there is a question from one
yeah,
of the audiences is can you tell us about workout and
what
supplements? So
supplements?
basically, do supplements help? Like what kind of supplements would you recommend people go for when they're doing workouts? So
So we are pretty open, right? In terms of supplements, we like of course we try to go as natural as possible, right? We tell people if you can get the your good amount of carbohydrate, good amount of protein, good amount of fat from your regular diet, do that. And nowadays, of course, people are so busy with their work routine and everything. Then people don't have time to cook sometimes. Don't they eat food from the cafeteria in the office, or they're having very simple meal at home. So their nutrition varies a little bit here and there, and that's where we recommend supplements sometimes. From it depends from person to person, right? So we recommend normal whey protein normally for recovery, right? Like of course, we ask people to have their recommend ask their doctors for their vitamins and some other supplements basically. But tell me, Devendra, in terms of so we have never recommended Ayurveda to be frank, right?
okay, okay.
Right. What kind of supplements do you think help people, and how will help in preventive measures according to you?
Of course. So basically, first thing I want to clear up is so as Indians, we use a lot of spices in our food. So the
Right.
basic requirements of say antioxidants or anti-inflammatories are mostly combined in the home cooking that we do.
Right.
So if
Right.
you're using turmeric, if you're using ginger, then you're getting the antioxidants, the anti-inflammatories that we should be consuming. But the
Right.
only problem is uh, with Ayurveda or with any natural supplement is that there has to be a certain level of saturation of those ingredients in our bodies. And that happens over a long period.
Right.
So sometimes, so people say, ki, I eat ginger, I eat turmeric, but
Mm.
am I getting enough antioxidant and anti-inflammatories out of it?
True.
So the simple answer is no,
Mm.
because in Ayurveda, what they say is you have to consume at least 14 grams of turmeric to
Mm.
get the anti-cancer or the anti-inflammatory benefits. The
Right.
problem is you cannot consume 14 grams of turmeric through
You cannot.
cooking.
You
Because if
cannot.
you eat 14 grams of turmeric, you're not going to have the appetite to eat anything else after that.
Yeah.
So
You'll probably
that is,
bloom all day.
of course, of course. So that is where Ayurveda comes into play, is you use a brand, you use a product from a brand where you are getting a higher concentration. So
Right.
our brand Nisarga Herbs, we have a turmeric which basically two capsules of 450 milligrams give
Mm-hmm.
you the nutrition that 14 grams of turmeric would.
Wow.
So if you're looking for a good anti-inflammatory or an antioxidant product, there is a product called Curcuma Plus,
Mm-hmm.
which gives you 14 grams of turmeric, which is required as a daily dose to get all the anti-inflammatory and the antioxidant properties of turmeric.
Right.
Now, the other thing that people don't know about turmeric is it also acts as a fat burner. So it increases the heat in your body. So people,
Mm-hmm.
they go for L-carnitine and L-tartarate. So instead of that, they can start consuming turmeric as a natural fat burning agent. And
Right.
we knew this to a certain extent, but we work with a Olympic trainer for weightlifters,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to buy turmeric from us in bulk. So I
Mm-hmm.
asked him one day, so I know about uh, the anti-arthritic activities of turmeric and that it
Mm-hmm.
helps your joints and it helps against inflammation and swelling. So I
Absolutely.
asked him, are you using our turmeric for that? And he said, no, 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 I'm using it as a natural fat burner.
Mm-hmm.
So turmeric combined with long pepper acts as an excellent fat burner. So
Yeah.
that could be one thing that would maybe help you as a supplement. Then
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is Gokshura. I don't know if you have heard this. It is also known
No.
as Gokru.
Okay.
So it actually helps relieving pain. It is a very good diuretic. So if you want to lose that layer of water under your skin,
Mm.
then Gokshura, it acts as a natural diuretic.
Right.
It also helps with achy joints. So
Mm-hmm.
since you are working with CrossFit, you should have a lot of people complaining about their joints making sounds and just achy
Some of them.
joints after a
Some
long
of
run.
Yeah. Some of them. Some of them.
So Gokshura, I think, would be a very good natural supplement, and
Mm-hmm.
it also increases stamina. It increases libido. So for older people who are in your community, I would
Mm-hmm.
definitely recommend Gokshura as a good supplement to take on a daily basis.
Lovely. Lovely. And so, Devendra, tell me one thing. Like, how people are open in adapting Ayurveda supplements in India now. Of course, US you said has been adapting pretty early and fast
Of
compared to in
course.
India now, right? And how people are adapting it in India now. Like how much growth have you guys seen in terms of like people using the supplements and everything else?
Right. So basically, Ayurveda used to be deemed as a poor man's medicine in India for a
Mm-hmm.
long time.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you can go to a swanky consultant who will give you a
Mm-hmm.
prescription of 10 different pharmaceutical pills, you
Right.
would go to your Ayurvedic doctor and sardi hua hai, khasi hua hai, and you would
Mm-hmm.
get the medicine and
Mm-hmm.
hope that it would work. But
Right.
now that the levels of education in India are increasing, people
Mm-hmm.
are becoming more aware of our traditions. They are
Mm-hmm.
becoming more aware of how natural medicines and natural cures can actually help. Because I'll tell you how medicines work. So you go to a pharmaceutical, you go to an allopathic doctor, and
Mm-hmm.
all the tests that they do, what they're doing is they're looking for symptoms, and all the medicines that they give you are actually treating the symptoms that you have. it is not treating the root cause. But that is what Ayurveda does, is it is treating the root cause of the disease itself.
Nice.
So many a times you go to the doctor, they give you something and you feel well for a couple days, and then you go back to the doctor because
Right.
they have treated the symptom, but they have not treated the root cause, which is causing some new issues now.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where Ayurveda comes into play, and a lot of people have started realizing it. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people have started realizing that the medical costs in India are also going very up. So, in order to avoid paying those medical costs, and most of them are related to side effects and interactions caused due to excessive use of allopathic drugs.
Okay.
Because at the same time, they are treating symptoms, they are also imbalancing your systems.
Right. True.
And our body, it is a combination of multiple systems. It is not a machine where you basically change out a part and you have a new machine. It is not like that. So all the
Absolutely.
parts that we have are literally a one-off that we have given.
Right.
So
Right.
modern medicine definitely has its applications and its uses, but as a preventive therapy, Ayurveda is being accepted by a lot of people.
Right.
So I interact with a lot of doctors. So every Sunday we have, so this Sunday I'm talking to you. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
next Sunday I will be talking to a different doctor. So all of these doctors, the first thing when I talk to them is they tell me that their patients, when they come in, they say, no, 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 I don't want allopathic medicine anymore. Is there something natural that you can give me?
Right.
So that tells me that the acceptability of Ayurveda is definitely increasing in India. But what people need to keep in mind is who they are buying their products from.
Right. Right. And of
So
course, like,
I think that answers your question, I think.
absolutely. And of course, like, a lot of people, as of I know in our community as well, like, want to go the natural way now, because people are also understanding that fitness is a lifestyle, right?
Of course.
Moving along with your natural food and supplements will help you, like, go a very long way. And it'll give you long lasting results, very, very important. And of course,
Of course.
people are now understanding that, taking a regular medicine, like, regular pharmaceutical medicine, uh, may put, like, pressure on your kidneys, your livers, and everything, right? It
Of
puts it
course.
under stress, right? So may a lot of people are getting aware now, and that's great. So um, tell me one thing, like, what age group, like, um, in terms of Ayurveda, like, people adapt supplements to, like, what from what age group do you guys start?
Right. So, like some of the products that we have, you can start giving children since they
Hmm.
are like 2 years old. So
Okay.
we have a immunity and a appetite booster syrup where
Hmm.
literally the dose is half of for starting from 2 years all the way to 20 years. You can use that
Wow.
syrup.
Wow.
And then we have a lot of products where there are products for focus, there are products for joint pain, there are products for liver health, there are products for kidney health. So our philosophy is from 0 years to 90 years, anyone can take the products that we have. And in fact, if you realize, so even very small children, so when they are very small, all the massage oils that they use to bathe really small, like week old babies, and they have these herbs that they basically make a small syrup out of, and they give like a, so in Marathi we call it satan, which is literally a few herbs that are they are they it is not a mortar and pestle, but it is a small disc of like a rugged stone where they literally grind the herbs with water and they give a small like literally a drop of that on the kid's tongue. So
Wow.
every Indian is basically introduced to Ayurveda since birth, and most of the products we have, they are clinically tested, they are tested for safety. So right from 2 years to 90 years, we suggest anyone can take the products that we have.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And in terms of people opening, like using the Ayurveda products, you see more senior citizen using it, or corporates using it, corporate people, people, corporate people using it, or how? Like,
Of course.
where is the shift?
So when we started in 2008, it
Mm-hmm.
was so Nisarga Herbs was a doctor recommended brand. So you would have to go to a doctor to get our products. So at
Okay.
that point, it was mostly the older people that were using it.
Okay.
But after we have been in the market for about 12 years now, we have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of data. And with the consciousness about natural living and about healthy living coming into people of our age groups, now we see that it is mostly 25 to 55. That is the age group where people want to work the most on their health as well as on preventive medication. So
Right.
we are seeing a lot of that age group taking our products. And
Amazing.
especially right now, during this pandemic time, what we have seen is a lot of people have gone for natural therapies instead of for allopathic medication because, as you may know, allopathic medication, the whole industry, the pharmaceutical industry, is having a very hard time dealing
Mm-hmm.
with finding a medication for coronavirus.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Ayurveda and even China, when they were talking about coronavirus, so they a lot of the scientific papers and a lot of publications that they did, they were
Mm-hmm.
talking about use of licorice and andrographis
Right.
in coronavirus treatments. And we have seen the same thing in India as well. So there is a hospital in Delhi called All India Institute of Ayurveda, which was
Mm-hmm.
set up by Dr. Abdul Kalam, and it is supposed to be the apex Ayurvedic hospital in India.
Wow.
And they last week they released an article where that is the only hospital where there have been no reported coronavirus deaths
That's amazing.
in the whole of this pandemic, which is exceptional.
That's amazing.
So I guess Ayurveda does have some answers which modern medicine is still trying to find out.
Right. Of course. So hopefully, soon it'll be Ayurveda. Like of course, I see, like a lot of people are talking about Ayurveda now compared to when we started.
Of
CrossFit.
course, of course.
The shift we see it, and I'm sure a lot of people are aware now in terms of and using the products not for okay, मुझे सर्दी हो गया या फिर खांसी हो गया अभी लेता हूँ मैं दवाई, but to not to get to that stage only. People are taking preventive measures from very
Of course, of course.
early age now, especially kids. Not like how it
Exactly.
was like only senior citizens used to take the Ayurveda products or any kind of products, right? So, and it is sad to say, but coronavirus and has um, opened people's eyes in terms of how it is important to stay active, how important is to maintain a good immunity, a good lifestyle. It's sad that it takes coronavirus to hit people's mindset.
Of course, of
Uh,
course. I completely agree. A lot of people were basically you only live once, so YOLO. That's how they were living. But now they're thinking about how the future is going to shape up and what needs to be done right now so that that future can be ensured. So
that's
I
true.
completely agree. So we have this product that we were working for a long
Mhm.
time, and it basically acts as a preventive against cough, cold, and flu. And
Mhm.
I don't know if this would sound like an advertise or something, but we have a lot of people in Pune who are staying in large housing societies, and literally the whole housing society has been tested positive, except for that one family that has been using our product for 3 or 4 months just as an immunity booster. So the name of that product is Respirate, and
Right.
it really works well because We've been using it in our industrial unit for the last 3 or 4 months because since
Mm-hmm.
we come under essential services, we were
Right,
allowed to keep operating even during
right,
the pandemic. So
right,
we have this system where we give each person that comes into our facility is
mm-hmm.
first tested for his temperature and then he
Mm-hmm.
gets that tablet and going back home he's tested for temperature and he's given that tablet. So that is one of the steps that we have taken in ensuring that people who are working with us remain healthy throughout the pandemic.
Right. That's amazing. You guys are doing a great job. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
And building the awareness of Ayurveda is excellent.
Of
Um,
course, of course. And we are also we are expecting all the people that we are working with to have some form of a fitness regimen in terms of yoga or just walking was a bit difficult because everything was cordoned off in our city for a long, long time.
right.
So, and you know how Indian police is very strict when it
Yeah.
comes to rules.
Yeah.
So, walking was a bit difficult, or going outdoors was a bit difficult. But we did this session where we had a yoga teacher instruct everyone as to how they can stay fit even if they're sitting in their homes.
Amazing.
Because a lot of people are sitting in their homes for a first time after a very, very long time.
Right. Yeah, of course. And everybody's getting a little, mentally frustrated because everybody is home constantly. And when it
Of
comes
course.
to that, fitness or any kind of activity will help you to release your stress and keep you, keep you going basically in these situations. Um,
Of course.
so there's a question out there. So Ayurveda helps. What about being fit?
Ah, okay.
So
Well, I
so
guess you should answer this. That's a
yeah,
perfect question for you.
yeah, of course. So keeping the supplements on the side, keeping the food on the side, main thing, our body has, it's a complex system, as you said, right? And a lot of hormones, right? And there are good hormones, also, a lot of good hormones as well. So keeping yourself active is the most important thing, right? Our body is designed to move, not to sit, right?
Of course,
and
of course.
and keeping, in mind with most of the people lifestyle worldwide involves sitting for 8 to 9 hours minimum, right? And that's where the lifestyle diseases and all these things struck people. So it is very, very important. We recommend, along with your supplements and your national food, and everything, stay active, right? It'll help you to boost your immunity. You will be stronger. Your bone density improves. Your strength improves. So it's really, really important because it boosts your immunity, especially in these times. I was talking to a doctor the other day, and she was telling me that doctors who've been doing something or the other, any kind of activity, right, are not being affected with the virus because they've been active, right? Yeah, their immunity is pretty strong because of that,
Of
right?
course.
Yeah, compared to doctors who not been exercising or people not been exercising, right? WHO has also recommended exercise, so it's really, really important, along with your supplements and any kind of food habits that you're following, exercise or any kind of medication you're taking. Of course, doctors also recommend, being active is one of the most important thing, because if you're not active, the rest of the things are not, won't be in place. That's the thing. So it
Of course.
goes one behind
And
the other.
yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. Is basically this what we are dealing with right now in the pandemic. It is a respiratory issue. So if you are staying active, if you are working out, you are basically stressing your respiratory system to work more
Absolutely.
efficiently. So
Absolutely.
I completely agree when you say that, and WHO is recommending doctors to stay active. So I guess it is the only way to stay fit in these times is to have a healthy respiratory system.
Yeah.
And I think exercise is the only way you can do that. So
Yeah.
I
As I
completely
said, right,
agree.
when you move, right, you feel good about it. right? Because it increases your lung capacity, which is very, very important, right? The better lung capacity you have, the less of respiratory problems you'll have, right?
Of course.
And there's a question out here: what's as stress reliever or reducing stress in the situation, both physically and mentally? So that's a good question. Um, so, like, of course, now the relaxation is been allowed from the government. So we recommend, like, going out for a walk or a run or do any kind of activity will help you both physically and mentally. Especially, like, everybody is at home at the moment. So, like, maintaining the social norms and everything, step out a little bit, wearing a mask, go for a walk or a jog or do yoga or any kind of functional fitness. um, like, you can do whatever. Like, the best part is the world has moved online completely, so access to fitness is more easier now,
Of
right?
course. Of
We have
course.
moved online for the last 4.5 months now. um, and people have got amazing results, of course, from online as well. But if you don't prefer online, of course, we understand people are working from home from the laptop, so it's better to step out, get some fresh air, get some sun. It's important. So that'll help you with physical and mental fitness as well. And breathing exercises, like, will also help you sit, meditate, whatever suits you. Make sure the most important that we tell people is stay consistent. Whatever you do, stay consistent. And I'm sure that goes for Ayurveda as well. You need to take it consistently to see results, right?
Of course. So there has to
Same,
be saturation.
absolutely. Same thing with fitness as well. When you do it consistently, when you make it a lifestyle, then you see results. Don't go in terms of मुझे 10 किलो लूज करना है 3 महीने में और बंद, right? Um, like, that may help you just for uh, three months, but after that, what? Like, make it a lifestyle. So will meditation help? Of course it'll help. Any kind of meditation, like, there are a lot of things out there now. See what suits you. So yeah.
So what would you suggest is a good time to exercise? Should, like, a lot of people say morning exercise is much better than evening exercise. Do you
Right.
uh, have a preference in terms of that?
uh, um, it is not much different, right? Coming back to saying whatever helps you to build a lifestyle, do that. Like, we have some people coming working out at 8 o'clock for the last 8 years in the evening. They've been fit. It's not nothing like that. So time doesn't matter, right? Find a time that you can stick to it every day and do your activity. It can be anything, right? So just make sure it's consistent. You're working out, like, normally it's 150 hours a week with 30 minutes of activity or 5 times a week, which will help you do that consistently, right? There are a lot of classes out there. You can join it. You can join our class, right? Just time doesn't matter. Just you have to make it as a lifestyle and do it consistently. That will help you. Nothing else. Yeah.
So how do you basically say or determine when you've had a very efficient workout? So is it like your heartbeat should be over a certain count, or should you do it for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes? How do you say? So since a lot of people are at home, they don't have trainers
Right.
instructing or watching their form or doing anything. So at that point, how would you say is a good workout?
So it depends from person to person, right? Now, a person who's sitting for 8 hours on his desk, never worked out in his life, a 30-minute walk will be a good workout for him, right?
Okay.
Where a person who is working out or just walking for his, like, last 10 years, uh, a Surya Namaskar, a 20 Surya Namaskar will be a little different workout for him, will be challenging for him, right? So where you feel a good workout is, like, where you're consistent. That's again coming back to there. But of course, getting your heart rate up a little bit. So for example, if you've been doing 30 minutes of walk a little bit, add a little jog in it, right? Get your heart rate a little up, where we call it threshold building. Like, you got to build
Okay.
that threshold. It's called threshold training basically, where, like, where you're working out, where your breathing goes a little heavy, right?
Okay.
That's where
Okay.
you're challenging your heart rate a little bit, which is healthy for you, right?
Of course.
Everybody's threshold is different. You need to find your threshold, which is challenging, basically, right? And like we say, don't worry about what I'm doing. Is it right? Is it wrong? You gotta keep doing it consistently. That will give you results. If it's walking, also, of course, along with healthy eating habits, it's very very important. But get your get keep increasing the level of the workout slowly as per your comfort, right? Take expert advice. A lot of coaches out there, you can help you right now. The fitness industry is such. When we started, there was not much of exposure
Okay.
back 10 years back, 12 years back. Now, there's a lot of exposure in the fitness industry as well. A lot of people to help out. So do what you're doing, increase the challenge, increase the level of intensity slowly, um, progressively, right? Don't
Okay.
a lot of people make a mistake, like, okay, we exercise karna hai, patla hona hai, or whatever. From doing nothing, they start working out 1 hour a day, 6 times, 7 times a week, and they end up getting injured. Level up slowly as per your comfort. You gotta understand your body, when to stop, when not to stop. So, all these things that you gotta assess. As simple as that.
Okay. And how long would you say a warm-up session should be before an actual workout? So it's like
So,
5 minutes enough, or what do you think?
yeah, it depends on what activity you're doing. To be frank, like for a functional session, that what we do is, 5 minutes is very basic one, where you just skip or do little some spot jogging, basically. Then we move to the dynamic stretches, where we do joint mobility work, basically, stretching a little bit out. We warm up our joints, so joints are free to move, right? There's a blood flow going in the muscles. So, and after that, so basically we do an average of 10 to 15 minutes of the warm up, which is good enough. But that's for our class. You can do a warm up of 5 minutes, or 5 to 7 minutes, is 5 to 10 minutes is a good amount. So warm-ups are very very important, because it helps you to stay away from injuries, right? Many people don't focus on warm-ups, especially okay, they do little hand, all these things, and they start exercises. Um, so warm-ups are very very important, right? There are a lot of videos online, you can see it. So please warm up before you start any kind of workout. It's important. Yeah.
And what would you suggest for people who lose weight when they exercise and then they keep exercising consistently, but they stop losing weight
Right.
and they get demotivated? So, what would your suggestions be to people who have that sort of body types?
Right. So there are two ways to look at this. Right now, um, one is people reach a plateau when they are working out, in the same routine, basically. Um, so they need to challenge their workout a little bit to break that plateau, right? Challenge their nutrition a little bit, right? That's important. So keep trying new things so the body doesn't reach plateau, and we follow that program every day. We don't ever repeat the same workout twice. That's the thing,
Okay.
and that's where people get fast results when they do functional training, right? And especially at Chakra, what we do, we don't. Of course, we have a structure in place, right? But we never ever repeat the same workout twice. We keep introducing new movements, new structures, new challenges, so people don't reach that plateau level, right? And they keep getting results consistently. So get, if you're working out, and don't be disappointed if you're not seeing results, right? You gotta keep doing it, stay consistent, have a lot of patience, and keep challenging yourself. That's the most important thing. Yeah. So,
Okay.
as we say, it's not complicated, it's not rocket science, right?
Right.
Don't make it complicated for yourself. Keep doing it. Keep your workout routine good. Do it 4 to 5 times a week consistently, right? And focus on, home food, basic food, take your supplements as per your doctor recommendations, of course, and just be happy. Don't stress on it.
Perfect. So your solution basically is to keep changing it up, so you don't get bored and you stay consistent with
Yeah,
your fitness
absolutely.
goals, I would say, more than the regimen,
Yeah,
because there shouldn't be a fixed regimen, is what you're saying when it
yeah,
comes to
yeah.
fitness.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, try new things. If you are working out 6 days a week, do it 4 times in the gym. Go out on two other 2 days. Go for a jog, or go play a sport. Go for a hike, or do something else. Whatever you like. Like, that's what will help you stay consistent, and that's why you keep getting results faster. And, and it's in a long term. In the long term, it's beneficial for you, and so it's easy. It's not so complicated.
Right. And there's one more question. I think this is for you, is I would like to be fit with a workout. Is it really important to support it with supplements?
As I said earlier, right? It depends upon your natural intake of your food, right? And your routine of workout and your lifestyle. So we recommend, ask your family doctor if I need this, if I don't need this. Um, keep your routine consistent. That's the most important. And do your blood test once 6 months, which is important, so where your deficiencies are. Many people are afraid to, mostly we have seen, in our community, the deficiency of vitamin D, B complex, and all these things are there. So we ask people to ask their doctors. Of course, it is all these supplements will help you, right? Because we don't get, all the nutrition sometimes from a body. A body doesn't absorb all the nutrition from the natural food.
Of
So
course.
you may not need those supplements. Ask your doctor. See how your body reacts to the regular food. All these things. It depends from person to person. There is no. We believe there is no one best routine or one best diet. We believe in staying consistent. We believe in staying natural as possible, and supplements are great, but ask your doctor. And keep it as simple as that. I hope that answers your question. You know,
Wonderful. So I think we have a lot of synergies going on in terms of
absolutely,
the Nisarga herbs philosophy as well as the CrossFit
chakra,
Chakra philosophy. So
absolutely.
I think we had a really nice chat. There was a lot of new information that I think that you gave to anyone who is watching, of course. And
Most of those you.
it gave me a lot of personal tips as well, because that question that I had is people get demotivated easily when it comes to fitness. I think I'm one of those people. So I think you really opened my eyes in terms of changing things up. So you might see me a bit thinner and fitter the next time we
Of
have
course,
this
looking
talk, I
forward.
think.
Of course, we will definitely visit Nisarga farms. We really
Of
look
course.
forward to, and especially in this weather, it'll be beautiful to visit there. So, and thank you for giving, letting us know the concept of Ayurveda, the history of it. It's really really good, and it's good to know people in India adapting to Ayurveda now. And it's funny. It's the history is in India, and people in India adapting it now, which is good, right?
Yes. Yeah, it has been a surprising factor for us when we got into the industry, that the tradition that we have was being considered by our own people as
Yeah,
a pseudoscience, whereas it was being treated as a very highly sophisticated form of medicine outside of our
right.
country. But
Exactly.
we are glad after 12 years that it is changing in these times, and hopefully this will be the basis of all future modern medicines, is what
Absolutely.
our hope is. So
Absolutely.
thank you, Pawan. I want to thank you for having us on this chat today. And
Anytime, it was a
I
pleasure.
think there was a lot of things that both of us learned from each other. And I hope to meet you in person soon as this pandemic is behind us.
Soon, soon. And thank you for coming on a Sunday evening and educating community about Ayurveda. It was really helpful, and we look forward to visit you soon.
Thank you, Pawan. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Have a great
Take
Sunday
care.
evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you, Devendra. It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you as well. Good night. Bye.
Bye. Good night.